Hey everyone, welcome to North Central. We're on location today here in Morgantown, West Virginia, and I'm at the Old Oak Grove Cemetery. We're going to go around and take a look. I'm going to show you some of the things here, some of the graves, a couple of the mausoleums that's here that's really neat looking, and of course the memorial here for the veterans. And we're going to honor some of the veterans and thank them, and hope you decide to come along. So we're going to get started right now. Just a flag in the ground, Billy R. Mupin, Battery A. Madeira, Louisa J. and Christian, 1825, 1908, 1822 to 1869. That's a big headstone. You know, I like coming to these places and seeing this and just thinking to myself, you know, 1822 and born 1825. I mean, you're talking about these people were born almost 200 years ago. I mean, think about what the world was like 200 years ago. Think about what Morgantown, West Virginia was like 200 years ago. I mean, it's there's a lot of history in these cemeteries, and it really is a shame that we can't, you know, ask these people what their lives were like, how they lived, how they got by, how they did things. I think many of us, if we were able to do that, would one day wake up and maybe a little light bulb turn on in their head that we've got it pretty good. I mean, it's 2020 with, you know, nice cell phones that are basically portable computers that take really great video. So it's one of the things that I like going here and seeing these old graves and just thinking to myself, you know, what was this area like? What was this person like? Because there's like 3,000 souls buried in this cemetery. It's not a small cemetery, but it's not a really large one either. But still, 3,000 people is a lot of people. And, you know, they've all had a story to tell. I wish I knew some of them so I could hear the story. So this is Chadwick, French Ensnor, and Cornelia J. Miller, his wife. Rear Admiral, U.S. Navy, 1844 to 1919. So he actually saw World War I. And of course they got a flag, fellow veteran, fellow shipmate. There's a couple graves here behind this big oak tree. It is a monster oak tree. An old tombstone. I can't really make out much on it. Daniel Clark, Chadwick. I don't want to get in there on top of it. There are some older ones here. This one looks like the marker fell off. Old ones. James Chadwick, born April 3rd, 1821. Died September 21st, 1858. They're pretty worn. This is so worn I can't read it. These ones are so worn you can't hardly read them. And over here is just a couple of field stones. All right, guys. So something that I just want to say is, if you come to places like this, cemeteries, and it doesn't even have to be a cemetery, graveyard, abandoned places, whatever. You know, act like an adult. You know, you don't have to vandalize anything. You don't have to spray paint anything. I come to a cemetery, you know, if I can't read the headstone, I move on. I don't pull out any type of powder or flour or chalk or anything like that. A lot of places don't like it, and it leaves stuff on the markers. And you know, these are people. You know, they lived and they died. So just be respectful. Got these nice little family plots here, marked out in stone or concrete. So old you can't really read them. Patrick Bay, maybe, age 70 years, died December 22nd. I can't really make that out, 18 something. Lewis Wiley died in 1917. This mausoleum up here we'll take a look at here in a moment. Another one down there. Right there. I'll take a look at here in a minute. Some of them has been pushed over. I don't think this is vandalism. This is just the bottom stone tipped and it fell over. It's kind of a shame that they don't put it back up, but there's another veteran down here. There's a couple of them. I'm kind of big into veterans. I'm a veteran myself. So that's his original stone down in there that he got from Yale. This is the new marker, David W. Jacobs, 1910-1976. Looks like Lieutenant U.S. Navy, World War II. So that's cool. And over here in the Ridgeway plot, here's your monument, a little flag there beside it. William F. Sankville, West Virginia, Mess Sergeant, World War I. Wow. Trying to be as respectful as I can and not walk on any graves, although I'm sure I am. So this one down here, it's hardly even accessible. This is an old mausoleum. There's a headstone down here too. Look at that. Who are you? I can't read it. There's an old wall down here. Apparently they had trees or something in here. I don't know. I don't see any headstones or anything in here though. The old wall. This would have been the front down here. Coming in. So this is the Price Mausoleum. Looks like it's got 4 prices in it. Jeremiah Oliver Price, 1842, 1917. Jane Price, June 1874 to April 1934. Marshall Price and Albert C. Price. He's the newest one. Kind of interesting. The side of it is built right into the hill of the cemetery here. An old flag. I don't know where it goes to, but it doesn't need to be on the ground. Maybe I'll find an empty stick somewhere. Jamie Moore, Korea, 1936-2012, U.S. Army. Go over here and look at this mausoleum. Come here and take a look at this mausoleum. Some of the graves in here. They do have some older gravestones. Which doesn't surprise me much. This town's been here for a while. Just a family plot. A small little mausoleum on it. Dorsey, Lazier. It's neat. Makes for a pretty good. So here's another James Lloyd Beale, killed by Confederate troops under General Jones on their raid through this country. Well, that's interesting. James Lloyd Beale, April 30th, 1863. See if I can't find any info about him. Take a picture of him as well. It's interesting, this actually has a concrete pathway going down through here. There's some big trees in here. I cut that one right there down. See, that's a different cemetery than this one. This is Oak Ridge. I'm not sure what the name of that one is, but I know it's a different one. It's not the same cemetery. It looks a lot newer. We'll get to that one sometime maybe. GCS, SVS. Saber Vance Sturgis. Says a generous, unselfish Christian woman, 1839-1903. George C. Sturgis is her husband, 1842 to 1925. That's their memorial. That's huge. I want to go down here. I'll take the path down here. there's anything down here. A couple of older ones. It's hard to read it with this mold and algae stuff on here. Lichens, I think it's called. Albert Coley wood, Jane Mills wood. Let's see what this one right here is. And there were some headstones here, but they're not there anymore. That one's, you can't read that one. Okay. So that's a Vietnam placard for Borsay, and that is the first one that I have seen a placard like that on. I haven't seen any more. Reverend Laszlo Aaron Borsay, PhD, Professor of Classical Languages at West Virginia University, and Reverend Helen Elizabeth Borsay, natives of Hungary, brought up 6 children. Their third child, Peter Samuel Borsay, MA, an instructor in the speech department of West Virginia University, killed in Vietnam. So Peter Samuel Borsay, MA, killed in Vietnam. And right here he is. That big head out of the shot. Peter Borsay, West Virginia PFC Company C7, 1st Cav Division. Wow. That's the only marker like that that I've seen so far on a lot of these veterans. Colonel John Evans. Go over and see something about Colonel John Evans. Colonel John Evans, born in London County, Virginia, December 9th, 1737, died July 18th, 1834. Revolutionary soldier. Wow. Revolutionary soldier. So there's quite a few people in this. Down there, I'm guessing that all those are footstones. They're either footstones or they're children's graves. Personally, I'd rather think of them as footstones. What this right here says. This is old. 1764, died 1851, died 1816. Marmaduke Evans. That's cool. Revolutionary War. Take a picture of that. So here's this mausoleum. McDermott, McLean, 1907. So it's got, it's really pretty. I don't know what kind of rock it is, but it's a big one. It's an expensive one. Yeah. Wow. bricked it up so nothing else can go in it. So it's got Thomas McDermott, Clinkery County, Canada, died in Fairmont, West Virginia. And they've got C.H. McLean, M.D., veteran Civil War. Company D, 3rd West Virginia, 1861 to 1865, or 1885. 65, 85, I don't know. That's when he served, 1861 to 1865 in the Company 3rd West Virginia Civil War. Well, it's kind of strange here in West Virginia. Some cemeteries do better than others. This one over here, I mean, you can see the grass is neatly cut, and I'm not saying that this grass right here hasn't been cut, because it has. But even the veterans, and I've come across a couple of graves here of veterans that didn't have any markers on them, but was showing that they were a veteran. That's disturbing to me. Every veteran ought to have a flag in his grave, I think. Apparently some places don't think that for some reason. I don't know why. This is a fairly good sized graveyard. It's not entirely huge. You could really spend a lot of time here, and like I said, it's not entirely huge. There's some old ones over here I want to look at. One that's overturned right here. I don't know why they don't pick this stuff up, put it back where it's supposed to be. I guess you'd have to pay somebody to do it, maybe. I don't know. But there it lays, face down. Some older ones here. Can't make out the name. I can't in here. Gus something. Born 1816, died 1897. In memory of Abraham Goose Mann, in 1753. 1821, age 68. These look like just big rocks, but I know they got stuff on them. Definitely interesting. Yeah. Some family plot. Child. (1903, 1911). Oh look, there's a little toy. Rest in peace, buddy. So I'm walking down through here. I mean, a lot of these are family plots. They're all outlined, which is, don't get me wrong, which is neat. I just kind of amazing there's so many actually in just this little tiny cemetery. But up here are a couple old ones I want to look at. A headstone, footstone, right? This one's here, see what we can see. Mary Wilson, born July 26th. Mary Wilson, born March 15th, died 1816, 1814. It almost looks like slate. Nice pathway goes all the way up through here. I think this is more of a newer section. I don't see that quite so many older things. I don't see any flags up here. So either there's no veterans up here or they're not putting flags out on them. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a holiday or anything, but as far as I'm concerned, they should always have a flag flying on them. They gave time and service to this country. Here's some old ones. This is a path right here. I got markers facing this way and markers facing this way. This has got to be a path. Some more real old ones that you can't really read. Here's a slate one. Maybe it's just a back to it. And, some more older ones. 1861, 1841, 25 years old. Some older ones. This one broke off here. It's a shame. One that's fallen over. Like again, I don't know if it's vandalism or it just fell. I don't see any reason for it just to fall. See that one over there's off too. I don't know. If it's vandalism, then I just don't understand why they would do that. Let's look around a little bit more. Around tombs, which you don't really see that much here. Old ones too. It's 18 something to 1916 maybe. I can't read the name. Liza A. Kurtzman, 1840 to 1929, I believe. Yeah, you just don't see very many above ground caskets here, or above ground burials. Not like this anyways. I mean, these are like little miniature mausoleums. I mean, that's like the vault that they put you in, except it's a little bit more extravagant. Yeah, this is definitely all the newer sections. So I'm gonna make my way back down to the older section. All right, so we're back over here at the memorial. There's the memorial, just down the hill here. Charles E. Harper, PFC, U.S. Army, World War II, 1918 to 1981. And Thomas W. Ables, Jr., PFC, U.S. Marine Corps, April 8th, 1941, May 17th, 2019. He was just buried a little over a year ago. Rest in peace, sir. So that's going to be it here. Come up the hill here. I don't know how I missed it when I came up to the memorial at first. But here's a bunch of flags. Some of them blown off, laying on the ground. Others are just laying on the bench out in the open. I don't know. Apparently the cemetery just puts flags out. For holidays or something, maybe. I don't know. Which I think is crazy. They should honor these men 365. They gave a piece of themselves for this country. I mean, you got Revolutionary War guys in here. You got War of 1812 guys here. So, to me, that's terrible. I hate to see that. I mean, I don't know what else to do besides just pick them up and put them back up here, but I don't care how you feel about the country. I don't care how you feel about your situation. But if you live here and you enjoy the liberties that these men gave a part of themselves for, then you should respect the damn flag. That's just my opinion. Okay guys, so that was the tour of Oak Grove Cemetery in Morgantown, West Virginia. It's a fairly old cemetery. There's a lot of the first settlers and stuff that came here, or at least families of them buried here. And I just want to add that if you come to places like this, be respectful. You know, there's no reason to go around and knock headstones over or put graffiti places and stuff like that. Be respectful. These were once people, and they deserve as much respect as anybody. So until next time, this is North Central. Thanks for watching.